Hi Claudia, Zackie-Senpai and welcome back to the channel. I've never thought I'd have to make this video, but I actually enjoy playing Claudia. At first I was pulling for her because I hate Tsubasa's 15 seconds duration buff, because 25 seconds is actually way better. That's the reason why I pull her at 1 star, and people who pull her for physical resonance probably know about this already, but I never expect her to be such a great shatter, meaning that she's actually going to... Okay, my team is basically like this, right? I got my freak that actually does quite a decent shatter, right? And then I also have Claudia that does quite a decent shatter, and her skill again has 15 seconds cooldown. And I never thought that she's going to be a great shatter, a great charger. I use her for 2 reasons, previous and her 1-star buff. If you take a look at her shatter, it's only 7.5 and her charge is 12.0, so her charge is very high, her shatter is a little bit low. But if we go back to the law of shatter, it's the shatter rate times the attack's percentage equal to the shatter value. So basically I use her for a lot of reasons now. I use her to charge out the Grievous, I use her to maintain the buff, because 25 seconds duration is a lot more convenient than Tsubasa's 15 seconds. I know 15 seconds, like swapping back to just trigger 1 dash attack isn't much, but it does mess up my rotation a lot. So Claudia is actually not bad, because the reason why people use Tsubasa instead of Claudia in the CN was because Tsubasa at 1 star is already nerfed. Instead of 8%, she now only provides 5%, right? So they are actually making Claudia a lot more relevant than Tsubasa, and I actually kind of like this. So my Matrix's recommendation would be Shiro. Shiro 2-piece, King 2-piece, because she's going to be your shatter, and once you shatter you get the extra 8% damage in boost for 25 seconds. That's actually quite a lot. And then Shiro's gonna help you at the first 50% when it comes to shatter. Now I think this build is actually very good when it comes to Bygone Phantasm, but when it comes to boss fight, not so good. But even so, in boss fight Bygone, this is gonna help you rush the first 15% HP, allowing you to have more duration during the Bygone Phantasm. Now to put it simply, I think Claudia is a momentarily very good character. She buff, right? She buff. So if you're pulling her for that 24% buff, then I think she's great. If you're pulling her because of Grievous, I think she's great. So how do you play with Claudia as Grievous? We'll talk about Grievous before we talk about the shatter first, right? So let's charge up here, right here. So let me swap to that weapon, and then... Okay, every time your charge is around 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, just trigger her skill, and boom. The character is gonna get Grievous. You can see that purple little thing over there, that's Grievous right there. You can see it's kind of glowy right there. Let's try her for the shatter right now, and this is gonna be with Shiro, right? Now look at how good her shatter is. And then coming together with her skill, easy shatter. Easy shatter. That makes it one question though. Since I have a freak that is decent DP, decent shatter, and Claudia who is a... She's completely a shatter, honestly. She's a completely shatter. And this is a great thing about Tower fans. You really can't just read from description or leak. The more you play with a weapon, actually the more things you discover. And I'm pretty sure some of you already discovered this. But god, I love her shatter. So let's try to shatter a herd of mobs. And I'm currently at 251 Bygone Phantasm, and now my build is not really that fancy. If you take a look at my build, it's just a 3-star Freak, 1-star Claudia, and just F2P Matrices. Let's try to bring them together, and I do recommend this relic, the Storm Relic, that it's able to pull them together, and so you'll be able to shatter and save quite a lot of time. So let's go ahead and try to shatter all this mob over here. Gotta get them closer first. There we go. Thank you so much. And boom, we open that. Pull them a lot more closer. There we go, they have their shield, and then we try to shatter with Claudia, and just a little bit more, and it's already shattered. And I think it works great with Shiro as well. I never expected Claudia to be such a great shatter. I think some people still don't know about this, but I think most people already know since she has been out for a few days now. But yeah, I do like to play with Claudia, but I still think that Ling, Ruby, Saki will actually eventually replace her. Another thing I like about her is that her duration buff is just very long, right? And I activate her skill, it's stacked up to 2 times now. And I don't have to worry about, just like Tsubasa, that I always have to swap out dash attack right there. Her cooldown is just 15 seconds, making it very convenient for me to just keep up the stack, right? If I trigger it to 3, The stacks will reset, the duration will reset. It's very convenient. And in case you're wondering if her bond system that turns Inwi is useful, I honestly don't think it's useful. You're gonna argue with me saying that, hey, it's gonna be a good way to swap tank. But even so, if you're low in HP, you might caught up in AoE attack as well. But it does look kind of nice if you have that little Inwi with Freak, right? But it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Enemies will still target you because after enemies will still target you. So I don't really recommend this build. But if you're going to main physical team, she's gonna buff physical at around 5-star or 6-star, right? So she has a future for physical team, but not a very great future for the other team. But again, Grievous does work on your teammate, so that's actually not so bad, right? So my take with Claudia is she's a momentarily buffer for every other element, but she has a little bit of future with physical. But if you're patient, and then I guess just wait for Ling. If you're not, she's actually quite fun. Thank you all so much for watching. Zackie-Senpai here, and hey, it's just a gaming channel.